Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down the marketing case for a supplement called FLOW. We'll walk through the problem it says it solves, the science it's based on, and of course, the big promises it makes.
So let's jump right in. The whole pitch for this product starts with a problem that, well, everyone faces. The marketing material points out that as we get older, our bodies just slow down. We start producing less of a really crucial molecule, and that affects everything from our energy to our circulation.
And that molecule? It's nitric oxide. The source material basically calls it the body's master controller for blood flow. It works by telling your blood vessels to relax, which lets blood move more freely and get where it needs to go. This is obviously huge for heart health, but the marketing really zeroes in on its role in physical arousal for both men and women. Okay, so the core problem they're setting up is this totally natural decline that happens as we age. The marketing specifically argues that once you hit middle age, say anyone over 40, this drop in nitric oxide really starts to become a big factor in your overall vitality. It's a really simple idea, but a powerful one. Less nitric oxide means less blood flow, and they draw a direct line from this reduction to feeling tired, sleeping poorly, and a drop in sexual function. Why? Because you're just not getting enough blood to the most important places, your brain, your heart, and other vital parts. So if we're all facing this natural slowdown, what's the fix? Well, according to the source material, the solution comes down to supplementing with a couple of specific amino acids. These are essentially the raw ingredients your body uses to make nitric oxide in the first place.
Now, this is where their argument gets really interesting. They set up this kind of showdown between L-citrulline and L-arginine. See, L-arginine is what your body uses directly to make nitric oxide. But the problem, they claim, is that if you take it as a supplement, your digestive system just destroys most of it. L-citrulline, on the other hand, is their hero. The body absorbs it and then converts it into L-arginine, basically sneaking it past the digestive system so more of it is actually available to get the job done.
And this brings us to a huge part of their story. It's not just about what the ingredients are, but where they come from. The marketing goes to great lengths to set its source apart from what they call the conventional supply. And they paint a pretty stark picture here. On one side, you have this lab-made chemical from fermented corn with a little hint of concern about pesticide residue. On the other side, they're talking about L-citrulline from fermenting organic watermelons and spinach, sourced right here in the USA. Fun fact, by the way, the name citrulline actually comes from the Latin name for watermelon, which is where it was first discovered. So, the whole formula is presented as this special plant-based blend. You've got the organic L-citrulline plus vitamin C from acerola cherries to help with absorption, and an extract from the maritime pine tree for even more circulatory support. And they make a really big deal about what's not in it. No gluten, no sugar, no GMOs, and no magnesium stearate. Okay, so we've got the problem, we've got their solution. Now for the part everyone's waiting for, what does it actually do? The source lays out all the tangible results they say you can expect. And let me tell you, it's a pretty long list. At the top, you've got the big picture promises, supporting healthy circulation, which they say leads to more energy and better sleep. But then they zoom in on some really specific claims, like enhancing sexual function and pleasure for both men and women, and even helping you recover faster from your workouts. And to give that fitness claim some teeth, they point to a study that suggests taking citrulline before a workout could cut down on muscle soreness by up to 40%. The thinking is pretty straightforward. Better blood flow helps your muscles repair themselves more efficiently. To make all these benefits feel real, the marketing leans hard on testimonials from actual users. They start out with these broad endorsements about improving relationships and intimacy, this classic happy wife, happy life kind of eye. But then they get really specific. For instance, this quote from Donna, a 74-year-old user, is a pretty direct and memorable story. It's clearly there to drive home the point that the supplement can have a dramatic impact on sexual pleasure, no matter how old you are. Okay, so we've heard the science and the stories. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the practical stuff. What about safety? Who's endorsing it? And maybe most importantly, how do you actually buy this thing? On the safety front, the source says that L-citrulline has self-affirmed GRAS status. GRAS stands for Generally Recognized as Safe, an FDA designation. Now, self-affirmed is the key part here. It means the company itself has determined that the ingredient meets that standard. To add a little more authority, they have an endorsement from a doctor on their medical advisory board. She frames FLOW as the smartest choice, really hammering home the point that it's because of those organic, food-based ingredients. So the main way they get you to try it is with a free bottle offer. Here's the breakdown. You get that first bottle and just pay for shipping. But, and this is a big but, doing that automatically signs you up for a monthly subscription. After that first month, you'll be billed about $22.50 every month. They do say you can cancel anytime though.
And finally, here are the quick product specs. The dose is 2 capsules, which is 850 milligrams. Each bottle has 60 capsules, so it's a 30-day supply. Quick heads up, the capsules are gelatin, so they're not vegan. The company's called the 20, like the 80-20 rule, and they offer a pretty wild 364-day full refund guarantee.
So when you strip it all away, the science, the sourcing story, the user testimonials, the whole case really boils down to this one central question. The marketing for FLOW is basically betting everything that the answer is yes, that a natural compound first discovered in a common fruit really does hold the key to restoring that youthful circulation and vitality.